Hi everyone, and welcome back to Monday's Light Codes Messages. This week was very interesting, and it was really, I don't even know what to call it yet, so it's going to be a surprise when I get to the end of this chat. Hopefully I will know what to call it. But it was very much about the divine masculine. And the ancient Egyptian pharaoh was very present, but in a way that he was like a godlike being, because it was very much, he was enormous, and it was, very much in the heavens. So the first vision that I had today as I entered into the energy field was of a pharaoh, and he, in front of him, he was standing in front of a table, and there were things placed on this table, and he appeared to be moving things around. The words that had come to me while I was doing it, and interestingly, somebody within the group that was doing the light codes had the exact same words. And it was like he was placing things in strategic places. So it was very much to do with alignment, aligning things and putting things in the right order. I think I wrote down something like that. Better placements and better alignment. So it was all about aligning things. And then the next vision that came once I had entered into the healing phase, which, this is like not just receiving the light codes that are being given to us and bringing the activations and messages through from that, but there is healing for the collective that takes place during this as well. And in the chakra that governs our soul's purpose, direction, and mission, I saw the pharaoh, and in the distance I saw like sand-shaped or pyramidal-shaped sand hills. And this feels very much about time and alignment again, because sand is often connected with time, and sand can move and change. And so, of course, the shape of the pyramid will change. It'll be bigger at some point, smaller at other point. Everything changes. So this is to do with change and time, divine timing. And after this, I saw, I saw the headpiece of the pharaoh, the blue and gold stripy headpiece of the pharaoh. And this morphed into this other very ghostly kind of a shape that had like a piece that was leaning down toward the earth. It took me a little while to understand it before I got realized that what it was like the aura or the energetic aspect of this headpiece, crown, mask, not mask, it's that piece that they wear. And so I felt very much, because of the energy, it was an energy stream of energy, and then this other stream of energy being pulled down. It was like bringing that wisdom of the pharaoh, the higher wisdom that we hold, and bringing that down into our earthly world, into our physical reality, because we're seeing into into the heavens, into the monadic wisdom sort of held within the monad. And so this was bringing down that wisdom. Then, as we were working in the chakra that governs our soul's pathway, which is the divine feminine. So the first one, that's the divine masculine, and this is the divine feminine. And again, I saw the pharaoh with his headpiece, and that he came in first, and then came in his queen. And so it felt very much that they were aligned with each other and finally working, because in this chakra, the Omega chakra, or the divine feminine chakra, she pulls down, or she births down the gifts and the energies that come through from Alpha, from the divine masculine, and brings them down to integrate them into the earth's grid, so that we can get on with our mission and our purpose. Otherwise, they're just swinging in the breeze, and really we can't get anywhere and we can't move forward with our purpose. So they were fully aligned and ready. And if you've been following along with the light codes and working with them, you'll see that there has been this gentle progression that leads us to this level. The next vision that I saw after that happened after all of the chakras had been unified. So what I saw in there was a strong masculine. Now, I didn't see his head, I just saw his body. It was probably a pharaoh again, because he had a piece around his arm and he had no shirt on, and he was very, very muscular. And in his hand, I could tell that he was holding like a spear or something, that he felt like he was in a protector mode. So this felt very much like that the masculine was coming in that role of the masculine. The masculine is the protector. And so he was coming in with this energy, very strong, very powerful. And this was in the space when the I think I said after we'd finished the chakras, but I've stepped ahead a little bit. It wasn't then. It was when the divine masculine and the divine feminine, the alpha and the omega, had been unified into the heart. And as they are unified and come together in the heart space, then I saw this very powerful divine masculine energy coming in as the protector. That now that they are together, he is going to live out that role that is his true role of the protector. And then following this, I saw the pharaoh again, and the pharaoh was holding this long stick, maybe the spear that he was, going to do the protecting thing with. So he was holding this stick, and it felt as if he was offering this to the feminine, to his queen. And what happened when he was doing that was this straight stick, this, stiff stick, rigid, whatever you want to call it, became soft, and it came down like this and up again. So there was this, when I offer you my, straightforward, whatever, there was this willingness to soften for the feminine, willingness to give to her in a softer way, to be more flexible, more bendable. And it was all about this willingness to soften. I can soften, and the magic comes down in a soft staff. Then after this, the chakras are unified, all unified as the one unified chakra anchored at the heart. And as all of the chakras were unified, what I saw then was the pharaoh, and the focus was on the uraeus at the top of his headpiece. And this again is about having achieved that wisdom, that divine wisdom, and being able to use it with the right power, as he has his mastery over the mind. And then there was nothing in the emotional body, which is actually really good, because it means it's clear and that not being, bothered by emotional baggage. But what came through in the lower mental mind was this massive, big, flying being, which kind of also held the energy of the pharaoh. It was really big, flying in, really determined kind of thing. And this morphed into the pharaoh on horseback, and he was, he was galloping forward at a pace, like really coming forward and into his power, moving very forward. And this is about the mind and the power over the conscious mind, and having that ability to have the power over your mind, have control over the mind. I've written here, control over the power of the mind. And what happened then was it was, this rod before that became down, up and soft, flowing. And what I saw as this came in the vision of it, soft and bendable, was there was a baby nestled within this shape like this. So once we have control over the mind, we've come into our power, but we need to have that power over the mind, be able to bring things. Then we really are ready to be able to bring the baby, the mission, the gift forward, because a baby is symbolic of the mission and the purpose. So this is able now to come forward, and in recent weeks we'll have seen that we were leading up in that direction toward the purpose and the third energy to come forward, because once the divine masculine and divine feminine have attained union, then they are able to birth the third energy. So following this, the Pharaoh was very present again. He came in really strong, like in the heavens, very godlike, as if he was overseeing this whole scenario, our lives right now and how we're going. The divine masculine is overseeing this part for us. This is about direction, about purpose, and about mission. And that's the role of the divine masculine. So then the next vision that came through was the Pharaoh again. The Pharaoh is leading, as you can see, it's the Pharaoh coming in first, the Pharaoh coming in first, the divine masculine coming in first. So he came in again first. And then under his arm, under his, tucked in under his arm came his queen, his divine feminine. And so again, he was in this protector role. He was in his divine masculine and she was in her divine feminine, exactly the way that it should be. And in his other arm, he was pulling back an arrow in like the bow and arrow. So together, they are together. He's got her there with him. They're in union. He's protecting her. She's being the feminine soft and helping him with that, softness. And together they are aiming. So they are aiming for a purpose, for a mission. They are totally on target, and that's just totally moving forward. And I just felt what an amazing phase we are in this week. And something that you might like to look at when you've listened is look at it in context with what's been happening to you over the last week or so. And just see, how does this relate to you and what's happening for you at the moment and where you're at? Because this is a message for all of us. I can certainly see how it plays out in my life. And in the understanding, so much more power and wisdom comes forward. Remembering that within each of us, we are masculine, we are feminine, we are both. And then we have also the outer representation of that as well. So they were the messages that I had today. And now, as I lead you out, I would like us to receive another message to see what is coming through now. So if you will just bear with me for a moment and just close your eyes and come in touch with your breath, bringing your awareness into your heart space, finding your still spot, ready to receive. Ura ma urahate, etuya ma urahate, etuya aya ma uya nahate, rama e naha a, ma urate ka amaha, e unahate, rama etuya, ru a amaha e, ra, eshta. Just breathing that in, allowing it to flow through your entire body, through all the cells of your body, allowing yourself to accept the wisdom, the knowingness. And just coming back when you are ready. And that's it for today. And I will see you next week for the next chapter. Over and out. See you. Bye.